Hello everyone, I'm Coral. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with a review of ANOKA by Shane Hawk. This was sent to me by Shane so kindly for review, and it is a short story collection of indigenous horror that all kind of centers around this city just a couple miles north of Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Twin Cities in Minnesota, the capital. And ANOKA is apparently like the Halloween center of America or something like that, which is so, it's kind of funny because I grew up in Minnesota and I grew up just like an hour south, an hour and a half south of ANOKA. And honestly, I had no idea that it had this like reputation for, you know, Halloween-y stuff. And it makes me want to go back and, you know, do that. I feel like maybe I've been to a haunted house there. So since this is a short story collection, obviously I can't give you like a larger synopsis on what this entire collection is about, but like I said, it's indigenous horror. It all centers around ANOKA, Minnesota, and I was so tickled. Oh my god, this is just gonna be a video about how I grew up in Minnesota, but it was really exciting for me as somebody who does not live in my home spot anymore, you know what I mean? Like, I moved away from home, but Minnesota is still my home. However, I do not get back there very often. So it was really, it just like sparked this little nostalgic fire in my heart. Reading stories about things chasing white-tailed deer, seeing people say "you betcha," from hearing familiar names of places like ANOKA, Mille Lacs, Chaska, which was actually a name of a character, but it's also a city in Minnesota. It was just really nice, you know, hearing about snow on Halloween, which is something as a child, well, there was like a big blizzard there once, the year before I was born, but you know, that was something where sometimes I'd have to wear my snow pants over my costume, and it sucked growing up, you know, because there would be snow. So it was just really a nostalgic afternoon I had with this book. Getting into this collection, reading through a couple stories, right away you can tell that Shane Hawk has really good versatility as an author. There's short fiction in here. It's a short story collection. There's some flash fiction that was only a couple pages long. So it was fun to see that even in this short story collection, it's not terribly long, it's under 100 pages, that he can showcase a lot of versatility in his writing and, you know, kind of flex his writing muscles. I really enjoyed the characters in his stories, even though some of them were not exactly like supposed to be super likable people. I liked reading about them, and he does a really great job of making you feel like you know these characters, even though you have not spent very long with them at all. I also felt that the writing lent itself to being very visual in my head. Do you know what I mean? It was very easy to visualize what the author was talking about. He was very clear with his descriptions, and there's some imagery in there that was very spooky. There was a particular story called Dead America in here. The main character in this has this reoccurring dream where there is like a spider-like thing, and it starts to like manifest itself in his awake life, and the imagery in there is very spooky. There is, oh my gosh, there's this part in that one that is legitimately one of my greatest fears, and I don't want to spoil it, but it really reminds me of a part in the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix, where there is a bug and it is, oh, I don't want to say it. It's horrible, and I don't want to spoil the story. Well, not that it's spoilery, but I feel like, you know, if you want to read this collection, it's a spooky little tidbit that you can save for yourself. As far as my very favorites, and like a little synopsis of those, I think my number one pick would be Transfigured, which is the very last story in this collection, and it is about, it's very misleading. I think it's about a woman who turns into a werewolf-like creature but then there's something even spookier than her. And just the way that the author writes about this woman not feeling right when she is like in her human form, and how much she loves being able to transform even though it hurts and it's messy. She just feels so at home in her wolf body. I really thought that that one was great. My second pick would be the story Imitate, which was a clever title because it's about something imitating a boy named Tate. And the story takes place from the point of view of Tate's father, and he's the one who suspects that something might be going on with his son. And it's just very insidious, and the ending really made me want to immediately go back and read through and be like, what is going on? What really happened here? And I love endings like that make you think and make you have to go back in like the file cabinet of your brain and be like, wait a second, did I see this coming? How did I not see this coming? But also, is this really what's happening? Is this character reliable? Not, you know, because of their own faults, but because of what's happening around them. Can this person be reliable? Is this really what's happening? And then third, I already kind of described Dead America, which is about a journalist who is haunted by some of his misdoings in his career. That's the one with the spider nightmares and some real life spidery stuff too. That one's a good one. So those are my three favorites. There's not very many stories in this, like I said. It was really nice to sit down and just read this in an afternoon. I kind of got lost in it. I really liked his transition through these stories, and I think he ended with such a great story, Transfigured. So that is ANOKA by Shane Hawk. I believe you can buy this anywhere you buy books. It has a gorgeous cover. It's definitely one that I'm going to be going out and buying a physical copy of, because having it as an ebook on my Kindle just doesn't do this beautiful cover justice. The illustrator is Sirwin Jasinski, although I'm not sure if I'm doing that beautiful name any justice in my pronunciation. Can't wait to pick up more by Shane Hawk. This was really a well put together, well written debut. Well, that's all I have for you today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out ANOKA by Shane Hawk. I believe Shane has his own publishing press. So if I can find a link to that, I'll make sure to leave that in my description if you want to check that out as well. Thank you guys so much, like I said, for watching. See you later. Goodbye.